Good day, beautiful brave hearts. Shalou here. I'm here with the gorgeous Felicia. She's so excited for her treatment today. She showed up an hour earlier. So I told her, I said, hey, you're going to be my guest today because I have to give a recap from my weekend Cellsonic road trip. Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you how fulfilling this work is. I cannot tell you the miracles I have the honor of seeing when people are ready to just take massive personal action and turn their health around. Oh, I get goosebumps. So we're sitting out here just enjoying our functional coffee and having this chat with you. So I headed down the highway. Thank God I've got my Mr. Muscle Man. My husband's always with me because that Cellsonic is not a light baby. So we grabbed the Cellsonic, and my daughter, who's also a master practitioner, Simran, she came with us, and our first stop was in Ottawa. Now, I had already done the consultation for this couple over the phone, and so we were just taking them the products that they needed and doing some non-surgical on them. Well, when I walked in, the gentleman was in no shape to have any kind of body work done. He had edema so bad, like his calves were this swollen.
Oh, wow.
It was horrible. His feet were purple, like halfway to 3/4 of the way up his feet. They were purple. There was stuff oozing out of his left foot. There was 2 spots where the body had literally opened up.
Oh, wow.
And it was oozing, and he was crying in pain. He was cold. He had no feeling, and she was like, I don't know what to do. He's been like this for the last 2 days. And so I looked at him, and then I looked at her, and I said, okay, we got to do something drastic here. I couldn't, there's no way I could have gotten him into like a baking soda bath. So I'm like, you better bring me some towels, bring me some organic baking soda and Epsom salts and hot water. And then I went to work. And so for 45 minutes, I had to get really hot water as much as my hands could handle because I didn't have gloves that could handle more heat. So I would, squeeze out the water, make sure he was okay with the temperature, and then wrap it around his legs and his feet. And then, within 5-7 minutes, as it cooled down, get more hot water, do it again. And so for 45 minutes, we did that. And you could see him just like the pain was coming down. I'm like, how are you feeling? He goes, well, it's not hurting as much anymore. I said, okay, now we got to get some glutathione into you. So we sprayed the glutathione on. And once that got absorbed, I'm like, we got to get us some C60. And so I got the C60 oil and I rubbed his legs and his feet down with the C60 oil. And I told her, well, he hadn't eaten anything. So no nourishment was going in the body. Not even water. I said, well, we need to get him some, like a protein shake right away. We need to get him nourished. So she went and she got some bone broth and protein shake and all of that. And I did do 1,000 pulses on his spine. But even to get him out of that sofa, because I couldn't reach his spine, to just get over and sit in a chair here was a real task, to get him to just up and shift and sit. So we did the 1,000 pulses on his spine, and she watched me do it, and she was blown away. She's like, I literally saw his bone change as you moved up. And I'm like, I know, like it's so exciting to see those transformations as they're happening. And I told her, I said, look, he needs 2 curcumin cayenne every hour, and he needs 4 thunder shrooms, the Vital Care, every 3 hours. And, you got to make sure that he's sipping that C60. Just, it came with a little glass this time, little cuppy. So I told her, fill it and just get him to hold it under his tongue. And when it, a couple minutes later, then swallow. But I told her, continue to spray the glutathione on and put the C60 on his feet. Well, she must have been a really good nurse, man. Not 24 hours later, when I went back to check, his feet, she was blown away. She goes, we have tried everything, and never has anything worked as quick as the turnaround she saw in the 24 hours. His feet were white again, and what did she say? She goes, he's growing jewels. I wish I'm using my phone so I can't show you the picture, but literally what the body had done from where, I don't want to put my coffee down.
I know the feeling.
It's so good. So literally where the body was oozing all that stuff out, all of a sudden it cleared up. All the purple was gone. There was no purple on his feet, but he had little bubbles. They look like little bubbles.
They crystal, like they're healing.
But
right?
but it was liquid. So it was like a liquid bubble.
Yes.
There was a yellow one, and there was a deep red one. There was a lighter red one. And she goes, look, he's growing jewels. And I was amazed because when I walked in, he was in the bathroom. And I watched him walk all the way from the bathroom to the couch by himself. And he sat down and we talked for a bit, and in, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, he was like, oh, I gotta go again. And he was up and off to the bathroom again. And I'm like, wow, this was the same man that I had trouble getting just from here to here the day before. So, you know, that's how quick something can get turned around. That's how quick when you take that massive personal action. Because when I first went in there, I'll be honest with you, and I saw the condition he was in, I was like, don't spend a dime with me. Because if he's ready to go, then we got to just make him comfortable and, you know, let him go. And he's like, no, I want to live. And I'm like, okay, well, then you're going to have to listen to me. And, you know, many times when we're in pain, the person in pain is in pain. So they're not very nice to the caretaker, you know, because they're in pain. So they don't listen to the person that's there trying to nurse them, and they're harsh with them and everything else. So I told him, I said, you're going to have to listen. Like, I will leave, but she's here. You're going to have to listen to her. You're going to have to do what she asks and not fight it, you know? And like I said, he must have been the ideal patient, and she was an amazing nurse for those 24 hours, because when I went back, wow, what a difference. So now they're supposed to come in May. They're coming to Barrie, and they want to, you know, 2 weeks of being here so I can treat them with the cardio bed and, you know, the other light therapies that I have, so that we can, again, get him to his goal of the life he wants and she wants, because she's older than him, actually. And she does ballet dance, and she's 82. And it was amazing, like absolutely amazing, the energy this woman had. And so, you know, obviously when you're that vital, even at that age, you want to be able to do stuff. But if your partner can't even get out of the sofa, it makes it very difficult. And, you know, this is the one conversation I have with my husband all the time, because he needs to lose some weight and he needs to change some habits. And, well, he'll choose to or not choose to. But I've made it clear now that, you know what, I didn't marry you to be your nurse. I love you.
That's my favorite saying.
Right? I love you, and I want to have the best life with you. Yeah. But I'm not your mother. I'm not going to sit there and be there with you every minute. What are you putting in your mouth? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? That's not my job. Okay? So if you love yourself enough and you want to have that nice life and that wonderful life and be able to retire and not just be going, you know, because too many people go, the golden years aren't all that they're made out to be. Yeah. And why is that?
And isn't that the truth, though? Like what I heard you saying about this whole situation, it seemed that, you know, he wants to live, right? A change in the way you think about things. You have to want to live. You can't have somebody else live your life for you.
Yeah.
And even with that little bit of treatment, like, it gives people hope.
Yes.
And when they see results that fast, and sometimes that's what we have to do as practitioners. We have to show people how fast they can get
what is
relief,
possible.
right?
Exactly, because it's not shown out there.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know. Usually.
Usually you're going for years and years and years, and you're not getting results, or you're crazy. It's all
it's
in
just
your
in your
head.
head. Yeah. No, I know.
And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And when people see that little bit of a shift, now he's got hope.
Yes.
And now it's up to him to be able to do what
exactly
he needs to do. Yeah.
And that's what I told her. I said, look, because she goes, oh, now he's thinking maybe, you know, he doesn't need to go to Barrie. And she's like, I need him to come. And I said, look, you got to honor his wishes. If he feels that this little bit is all he wanted to accomplish and he's reached his goal, then you got to be happy with that. But if he wants more, we have the therapies. I have the cardio bed. I've got the, you know, the Cellsonic here. So when they come, then, you know, it's not like I'm there for 2 days and then they can't access it, right? the vitamin D light, the Avicen, the Bioptron, the, you know, the red light chair, all of those things, they're going to help so much. And so, because I can't pack all of that and walk with it, right? So it would be really good and beneficial for people to come here. But the reason I do the road trips is to do just that, is to give people a little taste of the better health that they can experience, of the
and how
relief.
much more can they get
Yes.
if they come where there's the clinic? You know, like from even myself, for example, I purchased a package of non-surgical. I'm a practitioner. I don't have anybody to work on me. I got to teach my husband to do this, but like for me, it's worth it. Like what are you worth? Like what are you willing? You know, if you're worried about money, the money comes somehow. It just comes, and it depends on what you find of value. Like, maybe I don't get my hair done, or maybe I don't get my feet done, or I don't get my nails done, right? But it's really important for me personally to be able to have this access.
Yes.
And then when I'm here, look at what happened between purchasing a package for non-surgical. I purchased. I wanted to see for myself how well the med bed works.
Cardio bed, yeah.
The cardio bed.
And oh my God, she's a trooper. I think we're on like, after the third one, she was already like over 4, and now we're over 5. That's the amount of pressure that, you know, the cuffs put on your muscles. And yeah, she felt it. She felt like she'd done a
Yeah.
massive workout, but it's so much better.
I've been having some trouble with circulation myself because I have complete blocks. Like I've had surgery on my spine. I have rods in my back, and I need that circulation to reach my feet and my hands. And I've noticed a big difference, actually, even in the way I think and the way I had some non-surgical done on my occiput, and I'm just gonna keep going through my body until, like, what is it that Daryl says, an analogy about the 20-foot hole with a 10-foot
you know,
ladder?
you don't take a 5-foot ladder to a 20-foot hole. If you want to get out of it, you need a 20-foot ladder. So you got to throw and you know, and that's what I told this lady. I said, we need to throw everything at this because he is in a state. And we did. She asked him, she goes, do you want to go to the hospital? And he's like, no, I don't. I don't want to go there. And so, sorry about that. I should have. There we go.
You have to take massive personal action. Like, that's one thing that stuck in my head. And when I first got onto Daryl, I was not paying for anything. I was so grateful for how much he gives for free. Like, really, and it just shows that nobody can do this work for you.
Yes.
You know, like the non-surgical and all the other techniques are the icing on the cake.
Yes.
Not cake, but
Because we don't eat cake
the
anymore.
healthy cake. The healthy cake. But yeah, it's just the icing on the cake, because you can do all this stuff and start somewhere. But I believe, honestly, everybody needs a coach. Like, I'm a trooper. I can do things on my own, but it can be a lonely place.
We
for a lot
all
of
need
people.
each other,
Yeah.
and that's just it, right? We
Yeah.
all need each other. We need to work together, and you know, like even in just this trip. So you know, I left there, went on to Montreal. There was a lady. She's got to be like, she was younger than I was. You know, her daughter had reached out. She can't even bend. She was in so much pain, and you know, so we did the non-surgical, and I was working on her. And as I'm talking, we're finding out that she does not drink enough water. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do Cellsonic, you have to be hydrated. So I told the daughter, I'm like, go boil some water, put some lemon in it, put some turmeric in it, some cayenne, a little drop of honey, and bring her a big mug because I need to hydrate her. So, you know, we got to a point where she was really, it was a bit much. So I'm like, okay, I need to give her a second anyway. So I said, all right, you know, just here, drink this water. And she sat up and she looked down. She looked up, big smile on her face, and I'm like, what? And she goes, I couldn't sit cross-legged. And I hadn't even finished the treatment yet. I was just working on her lower back. I hadn't even finished the treatment. And she's just like, oh my God, I want to cry. I'm like, then cry. Go ahead. And so I'm sitting behind her, and I just have my hand on her back like this, and she starts bawling.
Yeah.
Just the emotional release. She's just crying. Next thing you know, the daughter is crying. So her healing is impacting her daughter's healing as well.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because as I'm sitting there, like, I mean, when we do the non-surgical work, you start to see the color, you see the red.
Yes.
I could not even get a pink on her. That's how tight her tissue was. It was unbelievable. And then just for, just curiosity sort of led me over to her kidneys. And I'm like, let me just see what it's like here. And her kidneys were, oh my God, talk about a pushback. They were rock solid. And I'm like, whoa, like your kidneys are in trouble. And her daughter goes, yeah, I think she had kidney crystals a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, I'm like, her kidneys are turning into crystals. Like, you need to drink water. People don't understand the importance of water. Like, please understand, for every pound on your body, you need to drink 3/4 of an ounce. Okay, so do the math. Figure out how many liters. For me, I need to drink 4 liters a day. And then every time I have a coffee, I need 2 equivalent cups of water added on that. So I know I've got to drink 4.5 to 5 liters of water a day.
If you don't drink water, oh my goodness. Okay, just picture this.
Yeah,
If you don't drink water, most people complain that they're constipated. Well, guess why you're constipated?
Yeah.
Your body will do whatever it needs to do to keep you alive. It'll suck whatever water you have in that intestinal tract and that swamp to be able to keep you alive.
Yep.
And like, I just don't get, like, I know most people I talk to, and I get it sometimes, that they're like, I just don't like the taste of water, or I don't like water. But there's things you can do to enhance that. And the reason is we're so addicted to the things that we're doing that even in the beginning, water is a strange taste. It doesn't taste right. But then once you start doing it, it's like exercise. If you do the exercise at one time, it's painful and it doesn't get you anywhere. But if you keep doing it, then you start to see the results, and the body likes it.
There's a book called The Body's Many Cries for Water. Read it.
Yeah.
And honestly, as I know, because I used to think that
Water's a cure.
I drink water.
I can't remember the title too. Yeah, it's like water can be the cure to every disease.
Yes. Well, the thing is, imagine, you go have a nice big bowel movement, and now you go to flush the toilet, but there was no water in the toilet. What's going to move? Nothing. It's going to stay there because there's nothing to move it out of there.
Yeah.
Okay? And when we don't drink enough water, that's what we're doing. And also, now imagine that there was a little bit of water. Just enough in there, but it's not enough to move it, but now your body needs water, and it's going back in there to take that little bit of water that's there to do the functions of the body. We can live without food. We cannot live without water. Well, we can't live. We can live longer without food, but we can't live without water. We need water. It is so critical. And then not just any water, right? Do not drink bottled water. That's a whole different discussion for what kind of water, right? So really start looking into it. Give your body the nourishment that it needs, right? So anyway, we went from there. Oh my goodness. Then the next day, I have a client that, every time in the area, we work on different aspects. Beautiful, beautiful lady. So I treated 2 treatments and Cellsonic on her on the Saturday morning. Then it was back to Ottawa again because I had to treat a gentleman that had polyps in his sinus, right? Again, how much water do you drink? Hardly any,
Yeah.
So we did that, and then I had to go back and check up on the elderly couple. So I went back and saw them, and that's when, she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this, and it was fantastic. And then Sunday morning, we did a lecture, and we did some treatments at the Quantum Healing Lounge with Shauna and Judy, and it was just beautiful. Like, I mean, it's so fulfilling. It's so gratifying. It just feels so good to be able to sit and help educate people, because and it's not like these people are like in their teens or early 20s. A lot of them, I mean, I know I was in my 50s. I did not know about health until I took the course. I mean I knew a little, but oh my God, nothing compared to what I needed to know, right? And then when you know better, you can do better, and when you do better, you're going to be better. You're going to feel so much better. So that's what it comes down to, is really getting to the core of understanding the vehicle that we have, because it's the only one we get for life, understanding how it works first and foremost, and then how to maintain it. So really, really important.
I wanted to say too, like when if you take the course, like the way I see it is it helps you get you out of your own way.
Yes.
Because you can find all sorts of excuses. You don't even know you're doing it. You've just been doing it for so long that it becomes part of your being.
Just like, yeah.
And like, how many of you out there really, how many of you really know like who you are?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll say to myself, like, I just want to be me. I just want to be me again. I'm quirky. I do funny things, and I just really enjoy being that person. But then, the straight and narrow person has to come out and say, oh, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, but
right?
that's all the training through life, right?
Yes.
For you to like be normal.
Yes.
You know, being funky and fun and too loud, you're abnormal somehow,
stop,
right?
behave yourself.
Yeah. And actually, that's the other thing we wanted to just discuss, because Felicia is a practitioner, but it's taking her a while to get her practice started, right? And why is that, Felicia? Why is it taking you some time?
So I feel like I do get in my own way in so many ways, okay? But then I also feel like the type of person I am, I'm a giver. Like I give so much to people, and my energy and things like that, and sometimes to people who really don't want it. And so I feel like there's a little bit of a resistance for me, because it's my turn right now, and I am taking care of myself first. I'm looking after myself first, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's taken so long for me to realize that it's okay to love myself first, because I have nothing to give other people unless I do that. And I also have been like, I mean, we know my husband's situation, whatever. He's had some heart issues, and then also he was in an accident recently. And the other day I was like, I'm helping him. I worked on his spine. I've worked on, actually, I couldn't believe, the other day I worked on his occiput. And the day before that, his face looked like charcoal. Like it had, he's got darker skin. So his face looked like charcoal. It didn't have like light in it. And his eyes, dark circles around his eyes. After I did the occiput, the next day, you could see the blood flow. Mm-hmm. And then I worked on another person the other day, and she was just having some issues on her shoulder. Anybody that I've worked with, I've also helped them to understand that there is an emotional aspect to it. And they don't have to say a word. They don't even have to tell me what the problem is. This is what I love, because conventional therapy or whatever, you just keep mulling over the past, and this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, that happened to me, and nobody's belittling it. But every time I've walked out of an office, I felt so vulnerable and open, and like there was no closure, and I felt worse than I did before I went in. And so you have a tendency to want to protect yourself, but when you do the non-surgical, you naturally release those stuck emotions,
the issues in your tissues.
Yes, yeah. and people feel a relief, and then afterwards they just want to talk, and it just flows, and they're like, you know what, I think I need more of this.
Yes.
So
I guess what we're trying to tell you is that Felicia is ready to start her practice. She's getting amazing results. Her husband has been, amazing at giving her the opportunities to try, all of the different practices that she learned, and now she's feeling so much better because, like I said, when you take the course and you're all excited, but if you don't get started right away, you tend to regress and go back, and then you're like not sure. Oh, do I remember this? Do I remember that? Right? She's had the opportunity to continue practicing all of those on him, and by getting the treatments herself, it's another refresher of, okay, this is how it,
and
the benefits.
My heart truly goes out to people so I have scoliosis or inflammation in my spine. I've had surgery on my spine. I have rods in my spine. And my heart goes out to people because I can recognize, like I could be walking in the grocery store and I can recognize when people are dealing with that. But the one thing that I remember from the course, which I wouldn't have put two and two together, was the personality that goes along with it. And maybe as a child, like I had to develop this personality, like there was stuff going on, and then, you know, your body starts to deform itself, right? And so I want to be able to help people. I've had surgery, but had I known any different and things are progressed this day and age, I personally would not have done it. But I have hope now, because with the non-surgical and the Cellsonic, I've gotten blood flow in there and vitality again. I can move in ways that I couldn't for so many years, and it was probably more in my head because I was protecting myself. But so many people out there that are looking for help for things like that. Oh my goodness. And they don't know about it. So, yeah.
So what she's saying is she's a spine specialist. She knows, she's been there,
firsthand.
and she loves doing the non-surgical on the spine.
I love, yes.
So again, if you want to, how can they reach out to you, Felicia?
Okay, well, my name is Felicia. I live in Barrie, and my phone number is 705-818-1311.
All right. So if you, again, like I said, if you're in town or close by, you know, you need someone who understands what you're going through. Well, she's been through it all, right? Reach out, get the treatments, and then if you need the Cellsonic, she'll bring you over to me.
Yep.
And then we'll take care of that. Or if you need the cardio bed, you know, we all work together. We all support each other. It's a network. It's a family like you've never seen. And we all support each other, because ultimately our goal is to make sure that all the people that come for that healing, that they get it. It's not me against her, or no, it's all of us working together. So, you know, if you're interested, you can reach out to Felicia, or you can check out my website, lotuslife.health. I am going to be doing another road trip out east, probably end of May, early June, going all the way to New Brunswick, maybe even further to Nova Scotia, just depends. So if you're anywhere in that path and you're interested, while we're in the planning stages, please call me. Let me know that you'd be interested in either hosting the event at your place, where your friends and everyone comes to your house, and then obviously we compensate the host, you know, in free pulses or whatever, or if you're just like, no, I don't know anyone else, but I need treatment, not a problem. We will come to you and make sure that you're able to get to that place of just feeling better, right?
Yeah.
That when you're ready to take the massive personal action, that we're there to support you with that. So yeah, you can call me at 705-828-2257. So like I said, we're a few weeks away from, you know, doing it, but we're in the planning stages. So if you do need treatments and would like us to stop, give me a call and let me know. And other than that, I hope you had the best day ever. I get to strap this beauty onto the cardio bed and see if we can get her to that 6, you know, on the intensity level. Have the best day ever.
Bye.